Hi, members of the committee and Congress. My name is Henry J. Martocchio. I'm a parent advocate and proud father of an autistic 8-year-old child with developmental disabilities. In 1992, your predecessors mandated the compliancy of Title II and Title III services underneath the 504 Rehabilitation Act of 1973. To this date, it is my finding that our state of Connecticut and majority of most states are in non-compliance. But yet, we fund everybody through the funds of the taxpayers to ensure that the disabled have equal and the same rights as a typical person. To this day, I have been never informed of my ADA rights by the court systems. I went on a mission to start pointing them out. I filed complaints with the U.S. Department of Justice Civil Rights. This is a pretty in-depth case. It's in regards to basically a case called Tennessee Lane, where we are supposed to be effectively accessing the courts with effective communication on what the children's best interests are, or vice versa, an adult's best interest. If you have a disability, society has mandated, and I believe it is public will and public policy, that we do take care of society's most vulnerable and weakest and ensure their quality of life is equal and the same as to yours. I sit here, a man, 43 years old, that was brought up through a life of overcoming racial disparities. In 1968, basically, for you that are uninformed, the civil rights of the colored, the minority, became an evolving revolution. Then it became women rights. In 1973, the American Disabilities Act started with the 504 plan to ensure that the disabled were treated equal in the same manner as to you or I want to be, and ensure through modifications that we participate in the fullest extent of life that they are possibly wanting to have or capable of have, no different than you and me. I sit here today discriminated against by the state of Connecticut. I've ran this all the way up to the Supreme Court, and they still have denied. They will not hear the matter of the disabled, and yet this is Congress' will, and this is Congress's mandates that have put onto the states for federally funding the corrupt court systems that go on. The corruption just runs so rapid that it's just, how can a person understand what the person's disabilities are and how it affects them in their capabilities of parenting or being parented? The courts do not teach, do not understand, and do not want to understand, because this is a rubber process, stamping process. If you are a criminal, you rob, hypothetically, a store, you know you're guilty. You're willing to go in there and plea bargain. Most parents will not plea bargain with their kids' rights or understanding. Most parents will not sit there and subject their children to a situation of abuse and neglect. When you walk into the family courts, the first thing that happens is you are raped 70% of your wealth from the attorneys that are represented by the Bar of Connecticut, not the Department of Consumer Protections, another entity that ensures to protect the absolute immunity of all players. Newsflash, in 1992, Congress mandated that nobody will have immunity to the ADA and its power, its will, and its public policy. Yet today, in 2012, nobody does. I urge you to reconsider mandating these laws and getting serious about taking the money away from the states that continue to discriminate against the disabled. Thank you.